Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Great to have you here. End of the week show, our Friday review. As you know, the Friday review, one of my favorite shows because we get to talk about a half a dozen things or more all in one show, different topics where usually each day's show is a deep dive on one topic to bring your knowledge, your ability to heal yourself and heal others to that next level. That's really what it's all about because remember, once you figure out how to help yourself, you want to be able to then share that knowledge with others. That's really what life is all about. I found that one of the greatest ways to increase your own level of happiness and satisfaction in life is to learn something, to feel like you're growing, and then to be able to share that knowledge with someone else. No doubt about it, at least for me, it's really made me a much happier individual and really someone that loves life. That's what it's all about. So today's show, we're going to be going through a book review. We're going to be going through Laundry Detergent. Why laundry detergent? Because I got a question on which type of laundry detergent do we use? And I thought I already reviewed it on the show. Turns out I haven't. So we'll be going over that. Then we will be going over a podcast recap. Two great research studies that I would love to share with you. So I read so much research. Like if you listen to, let's see, even on my Wednesday show, it was on how to burn more fat, boost metabolism. We'll talk about that in a moment. I gave you about a dozen research studies. So I'm always reading research. I love reading research. More importantly, though, I love being a clinician. I actually love to implement it in the real world with real people, see if it actually works, right? And that's what I like to bring you. So there's that. Anyway, all the research, but the research ones that I bring in on Friday are fun ones. They're ones that I think we can apply to everyone's life, and that's why I choose those. And they're obviously, I try to give you a quick synopsis of them. So a lot of fun. And then to start the show, I always like to be able to share with you what's going on in the private practice or with EquiLife and IHP. So the thing is that this show is coming to you December 3rd, right? December 3rd, which is totally wild that we're already in the last month of the year. I hope it's been a great year, but remember, each and every Mindset and Motivation Monday for essentially the next 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is give you your New Year's plan. So if you're not tuning into stephencabral.com/podcasts, please subscribe to the show. On Mondays, I'm going to break down exactly what I've been using for years now, myself, private wellness clients, in order to have your best year yet. The only way that you have your best year yet is to begin to create the systems in your life to actually allow you to do it. Why? Because we're all super busy. We've got jobs, families, people and things stretching us in a million different directions, right? And then you're working on yourself at the same time. Maybe it's body transformation, maybe it's health, maybe it's spirituality, maybe it's relationships or career, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to help you with that. And again, it's all part of our Mindset and Motivation Monday. So definitely check those out, right? They'll be very actionable. All right. So that's coming up. Also, big things coming in January. Please do stay tuned. If you are not already a subscriber to either my email. I send out a once a week Sunday rewind email. People enjoy it, so I'm happy about that. That's why I continue to do it. You can find that just over at stephencabral.com. You can sign up literally anywhere, and we'll add you to that list. But over at EquiLife, and you can find that just at stephencabral.com/EquiLife or /shop, and that'll kind of take you over to that site. But we have game-changing announcements coming in January. Stay tuned for those. They really, when I say game changing, they really are. It's unlike anything that the industry has seen before. And I would just want you to be a part of it first, because most of it requires a grand total of free to be a part of it. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right. That's the big thing. Also, if you haven't taken advantage, I think December 3rd, let's take a look at this. Yes, this is our last week of our annual holiday sale. So if you haven't already stocked up on your Black Friday, Cyber Monday based deals, once a year over at EquiLife during our annual holiday sale, you can save up to 25% store-wide. it's pretty impressive. So head on over to stevencabral.com/shop to save up to 25%. And believe it or not, you're going to be able to enter into even more fun things this week, especially if you're part of the SMS text list. If you're not, you definitely want to get on that. We are not going to inundate you with text messages, that's for sure. But you get exclusive deals this week, and there'll be a final one as well if you sign up today. Now, the other nice thing is we have a little fun this year, and you can actually win prizes over there as well. And one of them is even winning a one-on-one private call with me. So head on over to stevencabral.com/shop to get in before the annual holiday sale is over. All right, let's get in now to our podcast recap. So going over the best shows of the week, and that is starting with our episode 2124. That is the lost translation of be, do, and get. One of the main reasons why you might have the same goals every year and they haven't come true year over year over year. There's one big thing, and I share that on episode 2124, that if you do that, then things are going to finally fall into alignment for you. All of these can be found at stevencabral.com/podcasts. On episode 2125, we went over stealth pathogens, okay? We've talked about stealth pathogens for 6 years on this podcast. However, the word stealth pathogen is becoming more mainstream. So I actually wanted to share with you what these stealth pathogens are and how they're making you sick, tired, anxious, and overweight. Definitely want to check that out because these are underlying root causes. Now, 2126 was how to burn more fat and boost your metabolism with specific intermittent fasting. All right, specific, not just any intermittent fasting. And then yesterday's show was a case study, 2127, a case study on brain fog, fatigue, low mood, rashes, and adult acne. Check that out. We went over a gut-based profile and how this person, by fixing their gut, believe it or not, it did fix their brain fog, fatigue, low mood, and skin issues. All right, so check that out. Now, on to some of the fun stuff. We are going over laundry detergent. I know, what could be more fun than laundry detergent? Listen, I said the same thing when I was thinking about this. So, but in all seriousness, we've used many companies over the years, many companies. We've used Supernatural. Okay. I've talked about them before. Again, anytime you want to hear about these companies, go to stevencabral.com/podcast. There's a search box there. Type in Supernatural. The next one we use is Branch Basics. Type in Branch Basics. That's a great company too. Both those companies are fantastic. They have household cleaners for your counters, for your laundry detergent. But I'll tell you, for the most part, we make our own cleaners at our house. So when I say that, let me step back a minute, give credit where credit's due. In my house, my wife makes our do-it-yourself house-based cleaners, and she does a great job. So I have if you want to make your own as well, we'll link that up today. Well, I'll make it even easier. Go to stevencabral.com/2128. We'll link up the podcast on how to create your own household cleaner as well. But for laundry detergents, again, we've used those companies. They're fantastic. We've used another company, which is, let me just pull it up for you. One of them is BioClean. I'm going to get to that right now. And the new one that I'm going to be reviewing is actually, I just don't want to give you the wrong one. Aspen Clean, right? Aspen Clean. Yes. Okay. So Aspen Clean is what I'm going to be doing a review on, and let's call it like 4 or 5 weeks, because it is the #1 laundry detergent, cleanest laundry detergent as verified by the Environmental Working Group, EWG.org. Pretty impressive. So I'm going to try that one out. It's going to be a new one to me. This one, so again, I've used all sorts of different brands, Branch Basics, Supernatural. We've used, what's the Whole Foods one? Is it 365, 7th generation? We've used those. Okay, great. And they're clean. They get good ratings, B or above on EWG. This one right here is called BioClean. This is a good company. There's one little drawback, and I'm going to give you that, okay? So EWG does not have their rating on the free and clear laundry liquid. My wife and I, we always buy fragrance-free. That's up to you not, okay? You can do fragrance-free or not. We never do fragrances. Fragrances are one of the most toxic things to the human body unless they're from natural essential oils, okay? So if it's natural lavender, fantastic. Natural orange, great. So if it's essential oil, not a problem. If it's a artificial fragrance, that's a problem, okay? We always do fragrance-free. We don't like to smell like anything, right? Like those fragrances. If you want to put on some fragrance, you can do it yourself with some essential oils, etc. So the free and clear. Now, I will tell you this though, okay? This product is, let me just share with you. So I'm going to share you their statistics, and I'm going to share why I chose this one to show you because we use a bunch at my house. So this one removes stains and fights odors. It's hypoallergenic. It's free and clear of fragrances and dyes. It's also a concentrate. So if you see this cap, if you're watching this on video, if not, you can watch it at 2128 at my podcast page or on YouTube. This tiny little cap is all you need. So it's a microscopic amount, which is great. So this lasts 300 loads. So if you only do 1 load a day of laundry, almost a year. So it's kind of nice that you use such a small amount. Now it's also nice because not every single ingredient is absolutely phenomenal. So would I put this directly on my skin? I really wouldn't. That's the truth. Even though I will give you their recap, it's a bioactive technology, is BioClean's unique philosophy of harnessing the full spectrum of nature's powers, including plants, minerals, microbes, and enzymes to actively break down dirt and odors for maximizing cleaning effectiveness. Now, it does contain a product called sodium lauryl sulfate. This is one that I tell you, don't make sure it's not in your toothpaste. Make sure it's not in your shampoos, but it's in this actual cleaner. Do we use this all the time? No, but I want to share with you something. A product, now again, this is not going directly on your body. It's going in your clothes. It's being washed, thoroughly washed and taken off. Now, I will say 2 caveats to that. One, you can absolutely make the argument that you don't want it to touch your clothes because there could be some residuals then that touch your body. You can absolutely make that argument. And I'm not going to argue with you on that whatsoever, right? The second is this though, the flip side, right? So I'm always honest. I always give you the individual bias. This is a pretty clean. This is a B to B plus laundry detergent in terms of toxicity score. So it's good. And I'll tell you this though, this acts like your old regular toxic laundry detergent. I won't name the brands, but you know the popular brands, right? So here's the thing. Why would you recommend this to someone? Why am I showing you this on the podcast? Because if they use this, they're using a tiny amount, okay? And it's coming from plant extracts, yes, but again, there can be some toxicity there. But the people aren't going to notice the difference. And that's because it's going to leave your laundry super clean and also feeling soft, like your previous laundry detergent. So for a lot of people, this might be a nice gateway, a bridge between their previous toxic laundry detergent and then eventually using one maybe like Aspen Clean that I'm going to be testing as well, that maybe your clothes feel a little bit rougher. They don't feel as soft because you're not using this type of detergent, all right? So again, pros and cons to everything. I'm giving you the cleanest version here that's like a regular detergent. Then I'm going to bring you the Aspen Clean, which gets the EWG certified, which means it's a beyond an A rating, all right? So I just wanted to bring that to you. And again, I always use the unscented. I'll link to Aspen Clean right now if people are excited to check it out. And then, of course, I will link to BioClean as well. Head on over to StephenCabral.com/2128 for those details. All right, next up is our book review of the week. I had the pleasure of meeting Bo Eason at a founders conference I was a part of. So every year, a conference is put together for 60 founders of certain companies in the health industry that is trying to do good for the industry. Not hypey marketing, not any of that. And I was asked to attend the event last year and speak at the event this year. Super excited, great people. And a lot of the products that I actually review and those types of things I learn about from events like this because they're great people trying to do great things. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, they had a speaker there and his name was Bo Eason. I know a Bo Eason because I'm a football fan, American football. He's an NFL player. And had I think like an 8-year career or so, then got a season-ending injury. After that, I'll give you this. After that, he became a Broadway actor and even did a one-man show that was one of the highest rated one-man shows ever. Now, he's a motivational speaker. And he wrote a book called There's No Plan B for Your A Game. Be the best in the world at what you do. And it's a very short book, super easy to read, about 220 pages, okay? But again, small book, easy to read. Why am I recommending this to you? Be the best in the world at what you do. Because he had a brilliant philosophy around it. He's basically saying that if you have to do in life, a career, you're choosing to be a parent, right? But not every day is an easy day. You're in a relationship, whatever it is, do it to the best of you. Do it to the very best. Not like, oh, I think I can hit this. No. What is the absolute goal of a relationship? What's the absolute goal of you as a father or mother to your children? What's the best possible for you as a son or daughter to your parents, right? Or grandparents? What is the best you can be in your career? And strive for that. Because if you strive to be the very best, you know that you're not going to hit it next week or next month or next year. That you are going to have to work each and every day in order to grow as a human being to achieve that goal. And through that growth, believe it or not, there is happiness because there's purpose. You are trying to strive to be the very best in your career, relationship, whatever it might be. And believe it or not, when you do that, you actually get better because you're striving for the ideal. Whether you achieve it or not, he shared a story about, his son looking to play in the NFL and NBA. Now, the odds already are very small, but that is a goal that he's instilled in his children that his child decided to take up. It wasn't his goal for his child, but in striving that, he's going to learn all sorts of lessons in life of failure and victory, and how to bounce back, and how to study, and how to prepare. And all of these things translate to other areas of your life. So it was a great talk. I was really excited about it. He said, basically, I create 20-year plans. It was a 20-year plan when I was 5 years old to get to the NFL. And then when I got my injury, it was a 20-year plan to be the best I could in Broadway. And then after that, it was a 20-year plan as a motivational speaker. So anyway, it's very inspiring. I'm sure you can watch one of his YouTube videos as well. His name is Bo Eason, Boeason. And you can check out his book. I'll link it up at stephencabral.com/2128. There's no plan B for your A game. And I will try to have Bo on as a guest of the podcast as well. All right. Last two of the day, we're going to go through our research studies. The first one says exercise could make up for bad sleep. I was interested when I read that. All right. This is out of, Journal of Sports Medicine, British Journal of Sports Medicine, 11-year study of 400,000 adults. And it was done out of the University of Sydney, Australia. So all of our friends in Australia. So this is by Emmanuel Stamatakis, PhD, and basically talking about insufficient sleep, insomnia, snoring, and daytime sleepiness increase your risk for essentially all-cause mortality, specifically stroke and heart disease. But a new study shows that getting the recommended amount of weekly physical activity, which is 75 minutes vigorous, right? So a little over an hour, almost an hour and a half, or 150 minutes of moderate offsets the serious health consequences of poor sleep. Interesting. So what if you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night? The recommended is between 7 and 9 for overall health. What if you're getting less than that? Well, it looks like by participating in about an hour and a half of exercise per week, or about 2 to 2.5 hours of light exercise per week, you can actually offset many of these comorbidities that lead to an early death. So remember, high blood pressure, stroke, cardiovascular disease, top 2 causes of disease and basically death in the world, preventable disease. By exercising, right? I look at it as this, 4 days a week, right? 4 days a week, 40 minutes, you're at 160 minutes, 40 minutes times 20 minutes, you're at 80 minutes. You'll make that vigorous, right? For only 20-minute workouts, or 4 minutes times 30 minutes, which I think is the sweet spot. 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week, right? 120 minutes, make it moderately vigorous. I think that's the sweet spot. I really do. It works for most people. 30 minutes, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or you could do the weekends, if that's easier for you, and then like a Tuesday, Thursday, that works too. So I'm telling you, game changer. All right. I'll link that up today as well on the show notes. And then my last study for you today, let's see if I can find it. All right. So last research study of the day is a new way to combine renewable energy with agriculture. And I want to bring this to you because I think somewhere in the future, I would love to own or co-own a farm. I don't know why. I feel drawn to it. I felt drawn to it for years now. I love animals. I love growing my own food. And anyway, let me share this with you because this is really interesting because, again, it can't always be just about us. It has to be about the planet, which we inhabit as well. Okay, so this is a new way to combine renewable energy with agriculture, which is called agrivoltaics. And it uses farmland for solar power. So both crops and solar panels take up land, but solar panels do not need to sit directly on the ground. Proponents of agrivoltaics, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but let's go with it, which is basically the combination of energy and agriculture, say panels placed 2 meters, so 6 feet or so above growing crops, would reduce crop yields modestly, but would produce enough energy to operate the entire farm, plus a surplus to be sent to a nearby utility company, which, by the way, you can then make money on in credits. The system is being used in experimental projects right now in Japan, where mushrooms are grown beneath the solar panels, in Chile for cauliflower and herbs, and in India, where vegetable crops coexist with solar panels. Researchers say that covering 1% of the world's farmland, just 1%, 1% of the world's farmland with solar panels would be enough to meet the entire global electricity need. So if we took our farmland and we just added the solar panels there, and we only added it to 1% of farmland worldwide, all over the world, we would be able to supply all of electricity, clean electricity to the entire world. Pretty phenomenal. Might be something to strive for. This is out of Scientific Reports. I'll certainly link that up for you, but I think it's pretty impressive. And even with EMFs and all those things, I certainly think we could use Faraday cloth and things like that to shield those EMFs and then go directly through the wires instead of course, on the crops. So there are definitely ways around it. If you're into agriculture, have your own farm, like to be self-sustainable, solar panels, there's an upfront cost, there's tax credits, but then you supply your own power to your entire farm. I think that's pretty amazing. So hopefully this was helpful here today. Again, all the links at stephencabral.com/2128. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be back tomorrow answering all of your questions on our community house calls. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Appreciate you joining me here. Once again, as always, I appreciate the support. And right now, going on over at EquiLife, you can save up to 25% off the entire store. Over 100 different products, protocols, and at-home lab tests, up to 25% off. Plus, this week, we are adding a brand new fun feature to the EquiLife website, and that is our way of hopefully spreading the holiday cheer and also allowing you to save even more. To see what I mean, head on over to stephencabral.com/shop. Again, that's stephencabral.com/shop for up to 25% off store-wide, plus unique features only happening this week over at EquiLife. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing day.